You at 6. See you then.
On World News Tonight this Wednesday, a leading Republican says not so fast, letting the president off with censure. What evidence has he seen that might hurt Bill Clinton? It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas, a really, really cold Christmas. And faith and the First Amendment. Should the government be forced to take the religion out of Christmas?
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Charles Gibson.
Good evening. Is it possible the president could actually be removed from office? There has been a flurry of talk the last few days about the Senate voting censure of the president, talk based on the belief that the 67 votes needed to remove him from office aren't there. But today, the third-ranking Republican in the House, Tom DeLay, who has led the charge against President Clinton, said if senators see the evidence that he has seen, evidence not yet made public, those votes might appear out of thin air. Here's ABC's John Cochran.
That has the president's critics worried. Mr. Clinton out among his supporters as they try to create more momentum for censure. He got backing today from Maryland Governor Paris Glendening, who earlier this year did not even want to be seen in public with him.
We need you at the helm as we continue to help Americans reach their individual potential.
Today, one of the president's fiercest critics, House Whip Tom DeLay, tried to slow down the censure train before it becomes an express. DeLay saying, without any review of the evidence, it is premature to be talking about a deal or short-circuiting the process. There are reams of evidence that have not been publicly aired and are only available to members. House Republicans will urge the Senate to examine allegations of presidential misconduct involving women in addition to Monica Lewinsky. ABC News has learned House investigators re-interviewed 3 women after they had been questioned by Ken Starr's office. 2 of them, Kathleen Willey and Dolly Kyle Browning, claim they were pressured not to reveal their relationships with the president. Another woman, known as Jane Doe No. 5, to protect her identity, was questioned about a possible sexual assault going back 20 years, an allegation the White House calls outrageous. A Democratic senator said Tom DeLay should not interfere.
And we really don't need to have House Republican leaders telling us how to do our job. This is a time when they seem to be on a fishing expedition in the House, and we're trying to fish for some answers here that will bring this to a conclusion that I think most Americans would like us to achieve.
As for the White House, tonight spokesman Jim Kennedy said, having put the hammer to his colleagues in the House, Tom DeLay is trying to do the same in the Senate. And we believe that senators will reject the politics of personal destruction.
The White House says that additional evidence is irrelevant, but if most senators want to see it, they can and they will. And most senators are Republicans. Charlie?
All right, John Cochran tonight at the White House. Turning now to the weather, the bitter cold that has gripped the Midwest extended farther south today. Deep into Texas, the temperatures struggled to reach 20. Add just a little moisture to the cold, and you have a real mess for all the pre-holiday traveling. Here's ABC's Morton Dean.
They look like highways from hell. Interstate 81 near Binghamton, New York. An ice slick, a chain reaction, 40 cars. Interstate 35, Austin, Texas. 2 huge pileups, 58 vehicles, 2 deaths. There were other nasty winter surprises in Texas today. It snows in Texarkana once every 5 years. This was the year. It was the kind of weather that produced an album of classic winter sounds. Jackson, Mississippi, chainsaws slicing through downed trees. Nashville, Tennessee, cars creeping and crunching along slippery roads. If the sounds of winter, the winter music are familiar, so are the words. Chicago.
It's just freezing!
New York City.
Are you cold? Yes!
But there were some people in high places today who did not complain about the weather. Skiers, more snow on some snow-starved mountains. Morton Dean, ABC News, New York.
In California, freezing temperatures are having a devastating effect on the citrus crop. The cold snap may have already destroyed nearly all that state's lemon crop and more than 20% of its navel oranges. Here's ABC's Lisa Salters.
For Rod Radke, a third-generation citrus farmer, this holiday season will not be a happy one.
The damage has been done. We can't undo it.
5 straight nights of below freezing temperatures have destroyed almost all of Radke's 1,500 acres of navel oranges, an estimated $7 million loss. Throughout the San Joaquin Valley, the heart of California's billion-dollar citrus industry, farmers are fighting to save their lemon and orange crops, building fires and using wind machines to keep the warm air circulating. It's been a losing battle.
That combination will save us maybe 3 to 4 degrees of temperature. If it gets as low as 20, 23, we might as well shut it off and go home.
And though farm officials say it's too early to estimate losses industry-wide, the bottom line at the supermarket is higher prices.
The current price, I don't know, 39, 49 cents a pound, maybe going to 89 or 99 cents a pound.
But farmers are already paying the price. Even if the cold weather were to unexpectedly break today, one farmer told me that crop losses here would still be catastrophic. Lisa Salters, ABC News, Fresno, California.
On the money tonight, Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up more than 157 points to close at 92.02. On the NASDAQ, stocks were up more than 51 points to close at 2172, and that is a record high. The economy continues to be impressive. The gross domestic product, which measures all goods and services, was up 3.7% in the third quarter. An indication today of the remarkable growth of the Internet, or at least the popularity of Internet stocks. The stock of Amazon.com, which is best known for selling books on the Internet, has gone up so much in the past few months that the company's market value is now $17 billion. And that is more than the giant retailer Sears, which is worth $16 billion. And a note about how the music industry is changing. Sales of rap music albums are expected to outsell country music this year, and that would be a first. Just ahead, the threat in Iraq. How is the U.S. going to keep track of Saddam Hussein?
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by T. Rowe Price.
Yeah, it was amazing. Whole different world. You were a volunteer? Yeah. I saw a world that wasn't so fortunate. They needed help. In business, I see a world full of opportunity. To help me take advantage of those opportunities, I invest in international funds with T. Rowe Price. I chose them because they work with analysts all over the world. See, I know what a difference being there can actually make.
T. Rowe Price, helping people invest with confidence for over 50 years.
There are different kinds of smart. There's fashion smart. There's book smart. But if you want to be street smart, get yourself a Cavalier during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. AAA calls Cavalier a top car, Money Magazine a best buy. And with low 0.9% APR financing or big cash back, you'll call Cavalier the smart choice. You'll find great deals on other Chevy cars and trucks, too. Hey, the more you know, the better Cavalier looks at your Chevy dealers. Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's the season for you.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
I'll drive.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Whoa. Now, bigger than ever.
I think I'm going to be sick.
There was more defiance of the international community today from Iraq. The government has now banned all United Nations flights in and out of Iraq. And in Washington today, the president's national security advisor, Sandy Berger, said that if Saddam Hussein rebuilds his weapons of mass destruction, the U.S. will use military force to destroy them. The question is, how can the U.S. now keep track of what Saddam Hussein is doing? Here's ABC's John McWethy.
American officials say they have no doubt that Iraq is already embarking on a crash campaign to make biological and chemical weapons, now that the bombing is over and UN inspectors and their monitoring cameras are gone. The United States will now have to rely on a very limited number of spies, along with U-2 surveillance planes and satellites. Planes and satellites can see buildings, but not what is inside. They can detect movement of trucks and trains, but not know what the cargo is. American officials concede that will mean even less knowledge about Iraqi efforts to make weapons of mass destruction. If history is any guide, Saddam Hussein will turn to well-developed facilities that now make something else, fertilizer or pharmaceuticals, for example.
In the last war, the Gulf War, he converted one of these to the mass production of anthrax in about 3 months, and we're talking hundreds of weapons.
It would take Saddam Hussein even less time to make a few biological warheads, which could then be mounted on old Scud missiles.
To produce a single Scud missile, which would deliver an agent to a neighboring city, he could do very quickly, within a week or so, because all is required is some 100 liters or so of biological agent.
It is far from clear whether the U.S. would be able to detect such an effort, and if it did, whether the world political climate would tolerate yet another American bombing campaign. John McWethy, ABC News, the Pentagon.
In the Middle East tonight, escalating violence on the border between Israel and Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised revenge for a rocket attack today by pro-Iranian Hezbollah guerrillas. 16 people were injured. The attack came in retaliation for an Israeli air raid yesterday, which killed a Lebanese woman and 6 children. In South Korea today, a story of mayhem at the monastery, or temple, really. It involves 2 factions of Buddhist monks. One faction of monks in November took over an ancient Buddhist spiritual home and refused to leave. Today, riot police, armed with a court order, stormed the building and ordered the occupying faction to get out. They wouldn't. They resisted the police water cannon. One monk actually stabbed himself. Another immersed himself in gasoline. The monks tried to set the building on fire. Police hurled in tear gas, then followed that by engaging the monks in hand-to-hand combat. Power and money are at stake here. The winning faction will control 1,700 monks, $10 million, and that temple, which is 1,000 years old. 100 monks were arrested today. Perhaps a bit more meditation is in order. The 3 balloonists making their way around the world cleared Chinese airspace today. They are moving across the Yellow Sea and should pass over Japan early tomorrow. Richard Branson, Steve Fawcett, and Per Lindström are the first balloonists to make it across Asia. When we come back, doctors go after the nation's biggest healthcare manager.
It began as a way to give something back. You never knew you'd get so much in return. Throughout the day, with Fixodent's long-lasting hold, you'll enjoy every moment, right up until the very last thank you. For a long-lasting hold, Fixodent and forget it.
The thumb, once a strictly utilitarian digit, briefly made popular by hitchhikers, and now a symbol of fashion with the handcuff sweatshirt, now 20% off at JCPenney. So give the thumb a hand. Yeah. Fun, different, JCPenney.
Identical. Inseparable.
A perfectly matched set. Perfectly. Can't have one without the other.
Twin sets from JCPenney. The perfect gift at 25% off.
It's tough being the pretty one. I know it is. It's me.
Fun, different, JCPenney.
I'm 64. Is there anything I can do to stop bone loss?
Absolutely. Here's proof. In a landmark clinical study, Caltrate actually stopped bone loss in women at risk for osteoporosis, whatever your age.
It's never too late for Caltrate.
Life's an adventure because you're over 50 and still exploring. So take the Centrum made just for you, Centrum Silver, with age-essential nutrients specially adjusted to keep pace with your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver, it's a great time to be silver.
Only Afrin has special formulas for nasal congestion,
Allergy congestion. Children's congestion.
and now for immediate relief of severe congestion.
Afrin, breakthroughs in breathing.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
Hey, Todd, can you give me a hand?
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now,
The self-service for the birds.
bigger than ever.
The Justice Department opened an investigation today into the scandal that's threatening to tarnish the Winter Olympics. Prosecutors are investigating charges that Salt Lake City officials offered scholarships and other financial gifts to members of the International Olympic Committee to win the right to host the Winter Games in the year 2002. The nation's largest organization of doctors is getting into a scrap with the nation's largest healthcare manager. Aetna U.S. Healthcare wants to buy the healthcare business owned by Prudential Insurance. And the American Medical Association, which has never fought a medical merger before, says in a letter to the Justice Department that this one is a bad idea. Here's ABC's George Strait.
The nation's largest doctor group says it's outraged over the proposed billion-dollar deal between Aetna and Prudential because the merger would put too much power in the hands of one company. In its letter to the Justice Department, the AMA complains the new healthcare giant will be covering at least 1 in every 10 Americans. The AMA said patients will suffer because Aetna's ultimate responsibility is to its shareholders, not the medical needs of each patient.
It's anti-competitive, it is anti-choice, and it will result in a decrease in quality of patient care.
Aetna has been under considerable fire from doctors recently. Hundreds of physicians in Texas, New York, and other states have refused to work for Aetna. They say the fees it pays doctors are too low, and that Aetna does not allow doctors to give the best medical care available. The CEO of Aetna says those charges are unfair.
Profits are important, but we feel that that's not at all in conflict with providing good quality care at an affordable price to the largest number of Americans.
Healthcare experts say this battle centers on 2 issues. First, the AMA, which has been rocked by scandal and declining membership, is struggling to remain relevant. The second is money.
Insurers make money if they deny care, and they pay docs as little as they can get away with. The docs, on the other hand, they want nobody looking over their shoulder. They want to be able to deliver whatever services they want to deliver and charge as much as they can for them.
Billions are at stake, but the ultimate winner or loser in this fight is patients. Because what the 2 sides are really arguing are differing visions of the best way to deliver health care. George Strait, ABC News, Washington.
In Houston, the tiniest of the octuplets made some slight progress today. She needed a bit less oxygen and her condition stabilized somewhat. She weighs only 11 ounces. She can fit in the palm of a hand. Her brothers and sisters, however, are all still in critical condition. A remarkable new study finds that women who delay childbearing until late in life live longer. The study was conducted using the family records from more than 30,000 members of the British aristocracy. Interestingly, male aristocrats were found to live longer if their wives had fewer children. When we come back, when religion and Christmas do not mix, we'll take a closer look.
I work out to keep my body in shape. To help keep my mind sharp, I take new Quanterra Ginkgo biloba. It helps me concentrate, maintain focus. Why Quanterra? All ginkgos aren't the same. The patented Quanterra extract was proven safe and effective by doctors in extensive clinical trials. And it increases oxygen supply to the brain. With new Quanterra mental sharpness, I feel my best, naturally. If it's not clinically proven, it's not Quanterra.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million. The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever. Cool.
Gosh, you know, I just went to use the phone.
You say once you got back, your wife was gone.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What?
Have you checked the hot enchilada?
Oh, no. Millicent gets terrible heartburn.
Not this time.
What's that?
Looks like the remains of an individually wrapped Pepcid AC chewable.
Introducing Pepcid AC Chewables, the first chewable to stop heartburn before it starts.
Millicent? Is that you?
Start living heartburn-free with new Pepcid AC Chewables.
Americans love to travel, from the East Coast to the West Coast, even the Midwest. But we don't like spending a lot of money getting around. During the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, You get the best of both worlds. With Chevy Malibu, the car you knew America could build. It can travel up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. And now it comes with low 0.9% APR financing or big cash back. So if you want to see a lot without spending a lot, get to your Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's the season for you.
We're going to take a closer look tonight at faith and the First Amendment. There is always a certain amount of controversy that surrounds the celebration of Christmas. It's about the government, religion, and who has the right to display what, where, who can put up a nativity scene or cross, and where can they do it. It gets to the very heart of freedom of religion in this country and the separation between church and state. Our religion editor, Peggy Waymeyer, reports the lines are anything but clear.
When the city of San Diego began decorating for Christmas, a local church sent residents a very public reminder of the reason for the season.
Well, we were sharing what we believe is great news, that baby that was born in Bethlehem, it came for a purpose.
The church called them Christmas cards to the city, more than 300 billboards and bus shelter ads about Jesus. But the Metropolitan Transit Board, which prohibits advertisements about sex, alcohol, drugs, and religion, pulled the church ads off of every bus shelter.
We're in the category of drugs and alcohol and tobacco. Is it offensive that God has opened his arms to everybody and is offering forgiveness of sins?
San Diego is one of many cities across the nation battling over the role of religion in the public square. It's the December dilemma, when Christmas carols in public schools and manger scenes at city halls challenge the courts to determine just how high to raise the wall between church and state. In Turon, Kansas, the mayor demanded a cross come off the town Christmas tree.
She took the Christ out of Christmas, taking that cross down.
In Chester, South Carolina, a Jewish family was forbidden to put a menorah by the town tree. And in Somerset, Massachusetts, a federal judge ruled that the town's 60-year-old tradition of placing a nativity scene in front of the town hall is illegal. Charles Haynes is a scholar at the Freedom Forum First Amendment Center.
The First Amendment protects our right to express our faith in the public arena of America. But the First Amendment prohibits the government from endorsing religious speech or religious expression.
Which means citizens can put up religious displays on public property where other religious symbols are allowed, but the government cannot. Government displays must be secular. So in Somerset, the city tried to minimize the sacred by adding an 18-foot Santa, Frosty the Snowman, and some reindeer.
I'm horrified by the Santa Claus towering over the creche.
In Somerset, the courts ruled the government had endorsed religion. But in San Diego, the government may have gone too far the other way by restricting citizens' free expression of religion.
The government has no business discriminating against religious speech when it allows other kinds of speech in the public forum.
When the transit board was challenged on that point, it backed down.
We made a mistake, and I think we have to own up to that.
The church ads have gone back up in bus shelters in time for Christmas. But in many parts of the country, this thorny December dilemma is far from being resolved. Peggy Waymeyer, ABC News.
In a moment, handcuffs and hard time. Have you made your reservations?
Time is running out on Buick Swing into 99. And for a short time only, we've got numbers that'll make your head spin. Low 0.99 APR financing on every 99 Buick for an average finance savings of up to $4,200. And a new twist, no monthly payments for 99 days. But these numbers won't be around much longer. So better jump now. Swing into your Buick dealer today.
How are these? Bigger. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million. Bigger. The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever.
Out here, am I supposed to say, slow down, I'm constipated? I don't think so. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
With the Dremel rotary tool system, you can create a sign, cut drywall, clean gunky faucets, reslot a strip screw, add a drain hole, debar a fish hook, remove old grout, and more. The Dremel rotary tool. For more than 65 years, it's been the one tool to count on. Did I mention it cuts?
It hurts so bad. That burning sensation. So I saw my doctor. He said where heartburn hurts most is where Mylanta works fast. All down through here where you want help fast. My doctor said Mylanta.
On 2020 tonight, the nightmare of shaken baby syndrome.
I don't want any other mother to go through what I have gone through.
Are some parents who just suffered a tragic loss unfairly branded as killers? On 2020 tonight.
A brief review of our main story tonight. The third-ranking Republican in the House, Tom DeLay, is trying to stem the tide towards censuring the president. He says if senators look at unreleased evidence that he says shows Mr. Clinton has a pattern of misconduct involving women, that there might be enough votes to remove the president from office. Finally tonight, a different dining experience. Who hasn't gone to a restaurant and thought, well, it's a little cramped, the seats aren't all that comfortable, or the service is awful? Under normal circumstances, you might get up and leave. But in Japan, ABC's Mark Litke has found one restaurant where that is not an option.
It's the ambiance or the cuisine. You've got to believe that a meal in a prison would rank as one of the world's worst possible dining experiences. But don't tell it to the Japanese. Just dine to dine behind bars at perhaps the strangest new restaurant in Tokyo. The name of this place, no surprise, is Alcatraz, and the prison experience it serves up begins right here at the front gate, which doesn't open until you stick your hand in this security scanner. Then, once inside, you got it. And the cuffs stay on until your personal cell door slams shut. Now, why, in a nation famous for both its lack of crime and its exquisite food, why would anyone want to get locked up for dinner with all the paraphernalia of prison life? Drinks served in hypodermic needles, toilet paper for napkins. This businessman says it makes him feel liberated from his ordinary button-down life. These women say they get a thrill from the sense of danger. And the owner, who got the idea from American movies, of course, says it's really very Japanese. To experience something strange and foreign without ever leaving the safety of their home islands. In fact, in this joint, if America isn't your thing, you can also choose a North African prison cell or a jungle prison camp set under sheltering mosquito nets. Bizarre, you say? Absolutely. But in this safe and law-abiding nation, you just don't get very many opportunities like this. Mark Litke, ABC News, Tokyo.
Different, I guess, but I thought most restaurants had bars. Well, that is our report on World News Tonight. Later on 2020, a holiday toy alert, and on Nightline, a diabetes drug that is now linked to 33 deaths. I'm Charles Gibson. For all of us at ABC News, good night.
Christmas around the world, the joy, the good cheer, and the struggle just to celebrate. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABC News, now always on.
Yeah, baby. Come on, show Mama the booty. Bite me. Oh, it's hot, hot, hot.
Go put on something with snaps or Velcro. We got work to do.
Every week on Dharma and Greg and Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place is wild lovemaking, followed by hot pizza. See you tonight.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
He spun all the way across 4 lanes and hit me head on.
One of the tractor trailers slid into my unoccupied vehicle while I was trying to help some other folks out of their predicaments.
Middle Tennessee is caught in the grip of Ice Storm 98, just 2 days before Christmas. Good evening, everyone. Tennessee and other parts of the country are under a winter storm warning.
And tonight, News 2 has live team coverage from Middle Tennessee and other areas you may be traveling to for the holiday.